Huh. Hey, hon, I just had a thought.
Yeah? What's that, hun?
Um, didn't we go and see that movie? What was it? Night Swim recently?
Night swim, night swim, night swim. Oh yeah, that's the one with the family that buys the house and the pool's haunted and it's possessed and people die and all that.
Yeah, that
The
one.
spooky, the haunted spooky pool.
Yeah, it's got the weird possessed crazy pool or whatever, right? I thought, yeah, the haunted pool. I, I mean, you were the one that picked the movie and wanted to see it. Do you want to do a quick review of it?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I could probably recap my thoughts on the movie in like a
Yeah,
couple minutes or less.
not a problem. We could easily do a review. Do you want to do it on camera, or do you want to do it as like an audio only thing, or how do you want to do it?
Audio only, preferably. Maybe like a font or an image or something.
Okay. Um, I'll set up I don't know, a image or a backdrop or something, and then you could just do an audio review.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that works. So I'll set that up.
Hey, everybody. It's me. And, I guess since I did the one movie review during the, what was it, the Halloween special, hun?
Yeah, I think it was that.
Um, so I guess some people really wanted to hear what I thought about some other movies. So, um, I don't know, but lately I've been in kind of a horror movie kick. Call it weird, call it deranged, call it whatever, but um I wanted to go see something like cheesy and kind of like, nonsensical for the sake of nonsensical. And I saw the trailers for this one day while hanging out with a friend, and I went to the Babe, Crash, and was like, "Babe, we gotta go see this. It looks stupid and corny, and it looks like just a fun like romp fest of horror." Plus the idea of like a haunted swimming pool. I'm curious about the concept of that. So we went and got a movie ticket to go see Night Swim. God, what did I think of it? Well, obviously, again, I'm gonna operate under the same rules as he does. We're not gonna do like, a rating or like this gets a so out of so stars or a so out of so rating. Like this is just our thoughts, or I guess my thought on the movie. Unless you want to interject with some commentary.
I mean, I'll jump in here and there, but this is your review, not mine.
Yeah. Um, so the plot is definitely interesting because it starts off kind of normal where it's just kind of like, oh, well, there's this house and, years and years ago, someone drowned in the pool and I guess the family that used to own the house moved away due to unspoken reasons, and that was kind of it. Some poor child drowned in the pool. Pretty sad stuff. But it cuts forward years later. There's a new family that moves into the same house, and they know nothing about the house. The husband used to be a pro athlete. The wife works in school administrations, and she works with kids and her own kids are tired of moving around from state to state to state and want somewhere a little more grounded. So it's a pretty normal setup for a plot. None of the real like spooky stuff with the pool itself doesn't happen until about, I want to say, maybe 20 minutes, almost 30 minutes in, kind of. So, and even then, it's kind of more hinted at like, oh well, there's more to this pool than people realize. And so that's kind of the thing with this one is I thought going in this was going to be a really cheesy like horror like B movie, but this was one of those films that like it slowly unravels the mystery of the pool itself and why not only is it haunted or possessed or just what's wrong with the pool itself, but it actually has a unique, rather odd plot twist halfway through the movie. Which normally the big reveal is like near the end of the movie. But this one did something different and was like, no, we're going to reveal the actual plot twist of what this pool really is halfway through. And for the other half of the movie, you're going to see the characters, the main family, actually deal with the consequences of the pool and how to like deal with it through the rest of the film before it's too late. I guess minor spoilers, there's stuff involving like, body possession and like body horror and like bodily damage. So if this isn't that type of movie for you, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you aren't squeamish, go see it. So, but the plot is actually pretty straightforward, considering this movie takes place like during the summer, and on top of that, like a lot of the movie is really just establishing more of the family trying to adapt to the neighbors and the environment and the cast. And the pool is kind of like a backdrop of like a concept. The pool doesn't really like have its moment to shine until, like I said, about halfway through the film. The acting is good. I like the acting. I don't have a problem with the acting. There's not a lot of music in this movie. And there's like a couple pop songs here and there for like, the big summer cookout scenes and stuff like that, but nothing that's like overgrading. This movie doesn't have a lot of forced jokes or comedy, which I like too as well. So it doesn't like distract you from the point of the film. I would say my only weird critique is kind of I wanted to know more about the physics and how the twist with the pool and the rules of how the pool works a bit more, rather than it be like, oh, here's the explanation as to what the pool is, but we're not going to dive too much further into it. We're going to let you figure it out. So, and the ending could have been a little better. What about you, hun? I'm in the same boat. I really dug the movie up until the end. It was one of those things that like I feel like the ending was a little anticlimactic because it's just kind of like, well, the thing happened, and minor spoilers, but a character dies in the film, and that's not really a spoiler with horror movies. No, it's not, but someone dies. We're just gonna tell you that. So, and the way the death is handled is just kind of like, why didn't we think of doing the solution that we just came up with, like, at the beginning of the movie? It to quote Ed, Double D from Ed and Eddie, and what, ruin the plot? So, I think that was Eddie, probably. But either way, kind of, yeah. So, what would you give the film? It was a decent film. I liked it, but I don't think I would go see it again. I wouldn't give it much of a rating. But we saw it for like $5 is what we saw it for, so it wasn't too bad. It's worth checking out if you want to see a pretty kind of like okay horror film, maybe matinee price if not rental, but go from there. That about does it. See ya.